The faces you see are the ones you don't know. ¿Cuánto te cuentan? Charlas de Dios. Oh, lover of speech in tongues you don't know. ¿Con cuántas palabras? ¿Ya cuántas ya son? Oh, you go where you lead, really where you go. The phrase couldn't leave us at all. You say we're industrious, how we feel is inventive and meddlesome as you like. Well, your energy is a boy descent into entropy in the sight. As the evening goes in the darkening, me quejo ni pido no in this town. Although you love will come rising up as it ever does. Well, it's been a long time already. Quite a long time, I think. No, maybe it's not that much, in fact. Maybe I'm kind of just overthinking it, kind of like always. So, anyway, the story continues and the wheel keeps going. Um, so lately I've been having a little bit of a reforming of, well, my way of thinking because kind of all this time I've always thought of maybe me just being crazy, you know. I mean, it's normal considering the path that I chose for myself. I chose to build my own path in front of me as I walk, which is very good because once I build my path, if anyone else wants to go through it, that's cool. But the problem of being a pioneer is that, well, yeah, you're kind of alone in it because the nature in which I am being a pioneer right now is one that goes pretty much against everything that everyone knows or that everyone recognizes because of the fact that a lot of people just simply, like, well, yeah, humans just kind of like stick to their bases, right? It's good to stick to your bases, but if those bases are not really flexible enough, I guess it can get to on large scale. It like on a more broad scale, it can get to cause problems because, well, of course, us humans are not perfect, and thus the concepts we built to ourselves to protect ourselves can also get to harm us if we don't, well, if we're not really conscious about them. So, like, all the time, I always feel like people speak to me as if I was a completely different person than what I am. So, I guess that could be my fault, considering that I don't communicate these kinds of thoughts with pretty much anybody. Yet, still, like, I don't really communicate these thoughts with anybody, yet, still, uh, they are there. They most certainly are there. They should be shown in some way, shape, or form. And whenever someone recognizes it, I feel so happy because damn, this person actually gets to see a bit of my potential just by seeing me. I don't need to explain it to them. Because if I were to explain it to them, then they would probably not really think it in the way I am explaining it. They would have to see it for themselves. Well, the thing is that the way I am pretty unique and like the way my potential expresses is in such a way where people can't really see it easily. Like there's barely been about 3 or 4 people that have really seen my potential or that have really got my person. No, at 5 actually. But like I don't know, man. No, I'm pretty sure that in the future I will meet a lot of people that get to know me better than everyone else around me. Because, like where I am is not exactly a good place to really be me at. Because the way I am is completely contrary to pretty much everything around me, like I just said. So it's really hard for me, especially for the amount of things that I already have on me. Like, like spiritual pressure from demons whenever I'm unprotected. Um, a lot of a lot of self fluctuation. My mind is very gullible or influential to be more precise. Because I usually don't get mad pretty easily. Like pretty much the only times I really get like mad is when I can't stand unfairness. And the thing is that I can see unfairness pretty easily, in fact. Like I can see whether something is unfair pretty easily because of my very broad and flexible and open perspective. So that kind of makes things a little hard. It's sort of like if you had the best sight in the world. Like it'd be cool, but if you couldn't control it properly, then you would just end up seeing things that you probably should have not seen, or to be more precise, that don't really give much advantage to see. Although pretty much every single thing in this world, or well, yeah, pretty much every single thing has its advantages and disadvantages. You just have to be open-minded about it. So, well, yeah, that's kind of it, in fact. Oh, talking about that, there are many things that in like in the mo in this modern age, well, in these times, there are kind of things that try to seem like a good thing, but the execution of it is like actually a very bad, in fact. It's like not very well thought out, which leads to many sort of like holes within the logic or ideology itself. Like there's a lot of that in these days, in fact. And I can't really stress enough that those things, if they were to be streamlined, per se, if they were to be streamlined or something like so, they might be capable of becoming something really big that, well, could really help humanity as a whole. And like there's a few people that are kind of realizing a bit of these. They're kind of like a half of the thought of it not being that good, but it's like the other part that I explained of the potential of it is not really seen because, well, a lot of people from this world just really think in black and white, right? So that's quite a thing. But I kind of literally see everything as great. So like, it's an already established kind of view of things of everything being great. But to a certain degree, everyone tends to look at many things as either black or white, even if they don't really try it, because it's kind of engraved in them because of the fact that they are, well, they're part of this society. After all, they keep trying to teach you this so that society can keep quote unquote stable. Well, it's not really that stable considering the amount of things that happen every single day. And yeah, that's kind of tough. Anyways, also I'm trying to make a bit of progress with a certain, I'm just gonna use code language here. I'm just gonna use code language here. A certain jackal. That's how I'm gonna call it. So I'm trying to get close to it. I'm trying to get close to it, but the thing is that it seems to be a little, what's this called? Um, startled by me. A little startled by me. What can I call this? A little, wait, how's this Pokemon move called? I don't remember. It was faint or something like so. Well, I'm not sure. Well, anyways, so that like it is very startled by me, so I don't really feel safe to get close to it. But I want to get really close to it though. So I'm just gonna have to wait for my opportunities because if I'm not careful here, I might get a little bit of bad. How's this thing called? Kind of like a negative relation points. So, anyways, to anyone who's watching this, I hope you're having a nice time. I kind of already finished what I was trying to say here, and I haven't done this in a long time, so I feel really nice doing this, because I'm more in balance, but more than balance, I'm more like, actually following my path correctly, because I get so influenced so easily, but. Yeah, now I'm trying to go my way now. I'm trying my hardest. I hope that God helps me more than He already has done already. And I should probably keep asking Him for more, because I never really ask God favors. That's it.